welcome back to the show, you guys. And now it is time for Unfiltered. This is the part of the show where we highlight a featured guest and talk about all of the things they have going on. Today's guest is an American trial attorney from Orlando, Florida. She's known as an author and a human rights activist. Her involvement in the Trayvon Martin case and her use of the Trayvon Martin Twitter hashtag has led her to being connected to the formation of that movement. Check this out. She has appeared as a legal analyst and a legal expert on a plethora of local and national news networks, including CNN, MSNBC, Fox, Nancy Grace, Piers Morgan, Dr. Drew, Good Morning America, and the Today Show, just to name a few. She is a true force to be reckoned with. Please welcome to our show, Miss Natalie Jackson.
Oh.
Thank you so much for coming on our show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And now Candice and Kris.
And now Candice and Kris.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
We're honored to have you.
excited.
So we want to just jump right into it. Now, Natalie, you are known for being an accomplished attorney, but when I was reading your biography, I saw something very interesting and admirable, that you served in our Navy. You're a Navy veteran. So I just want to add, well, thank you for your service, first of all.
Thank you.
But I just want to know, what was that experience like, and how did that help shape you into the woman that we see today?
Well, I spent 9 years in the military, so I went in right out of high school, 18 years old. I was really green from Sanford, Florida. I think how it shaped me today, being in the Navy, I spent 9 years. I spent 4 years enlisted, 5 years as an officer. So I gained leadership skills and all the things that they promise you. But I also got to travel around the world and see other people and other cultures. And I really think that being exposed to other cultures, other ways of doing things, and other governmental structures, I really got an appreciation of the opportunities that are in America. You know, we talk about it so much, especially Black Americans, because, you know, we tend to talk about oppression and everything, but we really do have a lot of opportunities here too. And that's really, you know, that appreciation was gained.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I can't imagine you out there with the gun and the boots and everything, but you're a fighter.
Well, let me tell you.
You're a fighter.
Can I say, I really didn't have guns and boots. I had a desk job.
Wait, but it sounds good.
I know. I like that you said that. I like that you said that. But I was an intelligence officer.
So that leads me to my next question. What made you choose law? Because I'm sure that you've seen a lot of injustice, and being hands-on in the military, I'm sure that exposed you to a lot too.
It really did. So I like information, and I feel like information is power.
Yeah.
And law is just information.
Oh,
So it's about the power structure, right? So every power structure is based on a set of rules. And to be able to operate within a power structure and to be able to change things and help people, you got to understand what the rules are.
That's
so
good.
I thought, you know, let me learn law so I can help people. That's really one of the things that I always try to be of service. I realize that's who I am, like a person, and I want to change things. I want to help people that I grew up with. And when I say that, I grew up, you know, with very poor people. I grew up with, you know, people who were oppressed and didn't think that they had opportunities and chances because a lot of us were never exposed to different things.
I love that. I love that.
I'm so enthralled. I'm just so taken in by you. To start out in the military service, and now you're serving us all around the world. You're fighting for the rights of Black women, those that are definitely not getting the help that they need. When someone hears the name Natalie Jackson, what do you want them to remember? What do you want them to know? Natalie, there's so much in a name, and you stand for so much, but what is the core of what you'd want someone to remember?
Will Smith, I heard him talk about his definition of love, and I loved his definition of love. His definition is love is help. He said everybody is struggling, and everybody needs help. So if you can find a way to help somebody, that's really how you show them love. And I think so that's what I like to lead with, love. And to me, my type of love is to try to help you.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. I feel hypnotized.
We could pick your brain all day, but Natalie, we have to take a short pause for the calls. You guys stick around. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. You are joining us again for Unfiltered with the magnificent Natalie Jackson. So this is our social justice segment, and we still have her here. We have a lot of questions. You know, there's 3 types of social justice. So there's race, gender, age, and sexual orientation. So welcome back to the show. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Definitely. My first question is I think my number one, because you are running. You are in the race to do even more. So outside of being the Justice Gladiator, which I love that title, I love Justice Gladiator, and human rights activist, you are also a candidate for the U.S. Congress in Florida District 10. What made you decide to run?
How do we address technology and replacing jobs?
Right.
What are we going to do? What is the future? It seems like everything is so reactive
Right.
instead of proactive. And that is the only way that we are going to not only survive,
Right.
but progress, is by being proactive and setting down long-term strategic plans and thinking about this as a long-term strategy, not, okay, here we are. So that was my whole impetus for going into politics and going into government. I'm not a politician, you know, but if our future generations are going to have the opportunities that we have, and you know, it comes not only economic opportunities, environmental opportunities, racial justice opportunities. They're going to have those type of opportunities. We have to plan for them, and we have to set it out for them.
Okay.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good. So listening to you speak about it, I know I mentioned before on a break that we're at a pivotal time in our country where everything is changing. Obviously, it's not changing in the direction that we want it to change. So if you are watching, there's our next candidate.
Many people are just trying to survive day to day and
Right.
trying to help their families. And so there's a power, and there's a corrupt power that is in our political and governmental sphere right now that is really more invested in amassing power for themselves than in promoting democracy and government. The Supreme Court has decided that they're going to hear arguments on affirmative action and representation into colleges. And we don't expect that, meaning that civil rights lawyers, don't expect that to be any good news for civil rights and progress.
Wow.
Right.
So those are the things that we have to be vigilant about. And because most of these seats are lifelong seats, when I talk about our justice system, these are lifelong seats on the federal level and the Supreme Court level. So now we have to have these strategic long-term plans. How do we combat this? How do we make sure that our children have the same opportunities that we had?
Right.
That's
good.
deep.
That's good.
That is very deep.
You know, Natalie, you worked on a multitude of cases, very high-profile cases, the Trayvon Martin case that shook the world and brought us to our knees, the injustice that was faced. I think my question is, and I always think about this, when you try in cases like that have that kind of exposure, do you find anything as far as this could have been avoided, not from the point where, of course, the injustice is done, but as a people?
That's one of the things that I always kind of got kind of cringy about is when people say, well, do we know enough about our rights? What else can we learn? Trayvon, this had nothing to do with rights.
No.
This had nothing to do with, you know, no. When you are confronted, when we see men getting shot by police, this has nothing to do with black men being killed by police. It has nothing to do with rights, because we also have seen on television white people walk down the street with a gun and police arrest them. Well, police arrest them, don't kill them, and they get a day in court. So when I look at these cases, and there's just a commonality of recognizing humanity.
Right.
That's what is missing. That
Right.
all of us can do, recognizing humanity,
Right.
and really respecting human life.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
other than that, I don't know what else can be done on a personal level. Now,
Right.
there can be things done on a legislative level.
Right.
One of my favorite sayings from Martin Luther King is he said that you can't regulate the heart. So don't try to regulate. People gonna be racist.
That's
They're gonna do.
good.
You can't regulate the heart, but guess what? You can legislate the heartless.
Right.
That's
That's
what laws
good.
are for.
That's good.
And that's one of my favorite sayings. And that's what that's one of the things that keeps me going. And I remind myself is that people are gonna feel how they're going to feel.
Yeah.
But we can make laws to encourage and promote society
Right.
and promote humanity. And guess what? If we continue that, then the
Right.
next generation, they grow up and they grow up better.
They'll come behind. Yeah, because we were talking too, and I'm a weapon. You know what I mean? Whether I know my rights or not, I'm a weapon. And they continually dehumanize us.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it doesn't stop.
Yeah, when your skin color is a weapon, what else can you do?
Yeah.
When your skin color is viewed as something aggressive and something that is scary,
Right.
then what else can you do?
Right.
So the only thing that you can do at that point is regulate the person who sees that.
Yes.
If you can't change their heart, you can
Yeah.
regulate their actions. That's what laws are for.
And that's
that
what
is
we need.
Yes, that is why we have civil rights lawyers. And that's why I will tell you, one of the people that I admire most right now is Benjamin Crump. I work with Ben, but people don't even understand the extent of the work that Ben does.
Right.
Not only is he getting justice for his family, not only is he, getting compensation for the loss and the hurt that they have, monetary compensation, but in every one of the cases that Ben takes, he is trying to promote and he's trying to change laws in those states, and he's been able to do it. When we worked on Andre Hill in Ohio, they now have the Andre Hill law, which requires police officers to render emergency aid. When he worked on Arbery, in Ahmaud Arbery case in Georgia, guess what? They got rid of the citizens arrest laws in Georgia.
Yes.
And they now have a hate crime law in Georgia. So the work is being done. It's just that we can't get we need people on the federal level, which is one of the reasons I'm running for Congress, is because Ben has worked with representatives to bring forth the George Floyd Policing Act. It can't get passed in Congress, but the work is being done, and that is what has to happen. Eternal vigilance is the price of freedom.
It is.
You got to do this work, and we got to, we got to make sure that we are staying aware and staying awoke, and we have to have people there who are working. One of the things that I also like to really talk about when I'm doing these type of sessions is talk about the activists and organizers all around the country. There are people all around the country who are working on the ground level that you will never know their names. You don't but
see
they are
them.
sacrificing their time, their money to be on the front lines. And so it is a real disservice if we who are out there don't, one, acknowledge them, but two, acknowledge the work they're doing and help them with their work. And that's what we're here for, to help them with their work.
That's good.
Wow.
That is so good. You heard it best.
This is a very informative event. I've learned so much today.
I wish we had you longer because I have so many questions. Because now I'm so engaged. And, I feel the passion. I feel the sincerity. I feel like the drive that says, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. Natalie is saying, I'm going to fight. I feel that. It was such an honor to have you.
Thank you for coming on our show, Natalie. Thank you so
It
much.
was such an honor to have you.
It was so great talking to you all, and thank you for having me. I really am honored to be here, and especially in this entertainment, in this studio. I will tell you that I'm so proud of the work that you all are doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to be following you. We're going to be rooting for you. And there you have it. So that's our show for today. You know how to connect with us. We want to hear from you. We want to hear everything that you have to say, good, bad, and indifferent. But right now, we got to get out of here. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Ms. Natalie Jackson.
The gladiator herself.
Connect
can
with
they
us
be?
on @Candice and Kris Live.